Okay, so let's try to break down this bearish bat on Euro Yen EUR and see if we can make some sense of it. Okay, so this is on the macro. Okay, so we're on the weekly chart. We're not as far out on the monthly, but we are on the weekly. Okay, so this guy here, this bat, filled, where are we? Filled back in July 21st, this thing filled. That's where you see here. That's the filling of the pattern, okay? Actually, you know what? We can go a little earlier than that. July 14th, we're on a week chart. Filled, you get another same higher test in that fill, July 21st, okay? Then you finally get a reaction from the pattern, okay? And that's this bearish action here. Very, very powerful move that went basically through the first week of August, ending basically 8-4. Okay, so you get that reaction, then you get kind of like a doji indecision type setup, but a big one though, not the nice little flat ones that we like, but a little doji. Then you continue to push up a high on it, a high based off of it. That's the upper shadow here for 8-11. The following weeks it was 8-4, 8-11, and then but still bearish for that week 8-11, which is where we are at the time of the recording. So what would this look like for a trader? Okay, so a trader who had entered at the first fill 714 would have went a week basically in the negative, but then recovered a lot of that around the week of 728, only for some correction to happen for 8-4 through 8-11. So not too bad. Would probably still be like at a break even, pretty much somewhere at break even, maybe just a couple of dollars in profit, a couple of pips in profit. Okay, other things that are taking place with it. Pretty dope thing to talk about. Overbought, extremely overbought, okay, on the RSI, but you don't have the divergence to go with it. We wouldn't call just because you're showing the price action coming down. That's not divergence, okay? But some people might want to take that into consideration. That's okay. What you would have to do to get more confidence on what to do with this before we start even getting into targets and projections is to come in a little bit closer. So first we'll just do the 1 day, come off the week and come to the day and see what it looks like. Just come a little bit closer, lower time frames, okay? Lower time frames, exactly what I said. A fill here right around the middle of July. Whole bunch of static. Now these are days, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe a week, and then you don't start getting action until 728 when price action comes down and then takes it back. But something very good happened once you finally got there. Okay, so we'll talk about that now, and that's going to bring us into this is just a short-term projection for what to expect on the price action. We'll get into why that's like that, and then we'll make an even larger projection because it looks like this bat pattern is actually going to live. Now, in this case, not like the last video that I have on Euro Dollar, this one actually does give us some 3-bar reversal confirmation in the form of bullish engulfing candle here, followed by doji, the right kind of doji that we like with the small body, and it's in our bias too. So this is a perfect 3-bar setup. Bullish engulfing candle, followed by doji, upper and lower wick, small body, almost no price action, no movement in the body, followed by bearish closing trigger bar in our candle. Now this one is even better because on this one here, we are going to absolutely get the close beyond the doji. We might even get a close beyond the engulfing candle, meaning that our trigger bar is larger. It's larger than our engulfing candle. So this is a completely different story. So this is the setup that will allow us to make the projection for targets here, which entering after this point here is going to be more than a 2-to-1 just for this part of the trade. Okay, just trading the 3-bar reversal. That's not counting trading the whole entire bat pattern. That's a whole completely different projection. But short term, just for the immediate trade, this trade is going to open up in 11 hours. Okay, so sometime tomorrow, 1-2 p.m., something like that. That's when this one is going to open up, because again, the 3-bar reversal is going to be complete with confirmation, with your third bar closing beyond your doji, and not only that, also engulfing both of them together. Okay, so your trigger bar engulfing your doji and your engulfing candle here, your bullish engulfing. This is bigger than both of them, so there's going to be a lot of power behind that. Now, how I got to that target here, if you're wondering, we just went off of simple trend continuation, meaning like if you're up here, if this is your initial high and this is your basically new structure low, and then you come up here to your outside return, and then this would be ending that part of the trend. Okay, so that's just what that trade looks like. This is a 127 extension of this high to this low. So if I grab the Fibonacci extension tool and put it right here on the high wick to the low, swing high to swing low, and come back, okay, you'll see. So that's a 127 extension. Actually, I went 1414. The reason I went 1414 on this one, let me bring it on. I had to go a little bit higher. I'll explain that why we went down here to the 1414. It's because the trigger bar engulfed both. So that's letting me know we're not really dealing with a 127 extension of the high to the low. More pressure, more price action down to 1414. Okay, so that's why that's like that. So hopefully that's not too complex and that breaks down that. But since now, if we do that, okay, if we get that 1414 extension off this high to this low, that means we're taking out these lows here. That's going to really send us into trend continuation. Everything else, there's no other structure in the way. This is all just a wall, meaning minor. Okay, so there's nothing to stop or support anything. Maybe until we see this area here. Okay, this area here is where we can expect price action to finally come against some structure. And I would say definitely I would classify a long running range like that back from March, this whole entire range here, I'd say that's significant enough, and I'd say we're going to have something to deal with there. Now, with that being said, I'm going to come back to the 1 week because we need to make the final projection, okay, which is looking at this area here. Okay, this is all structure based. Okay, structure based, we're using Fibonacci, we're using the advanced pattern combined with the 3-bar reversal to even look at this opportunity. What we will do is look at the low, okay, the low, because these are the targets, the real targets that would be set for the 3-bar reversal that we saw on the daily. So from the low to the high, okay, so what I'm going to do is grab the Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm going to measure from the low to the high, okay? And here's what you'll notice. That area that we talked about where the major structure is, not major, but the structure that really matters, lines up with the 618 retracement, okay, of the bat pattern. So getting away from the 3-bar reversal. This is using the 3-bar reversal to get involved in this giant bat pattern, okay? No, coming in close enough to identify where the structure was. It was so tight since March, so we know that this is prevalent enough, and it lines up with the 618 retracement of the C to D leg of the bat pattern. Okay, so now using the long short tool and saying that once the candle closes tomorrow, okay, it's going to close tomorrow somewhere around that area, and then targeting the 618, because when you're trading a 3-bar reversal, your targets are based off the high to the low. Here's our 3-bar here. And then stops, some really, really, really easy stops right above it, okay? This is 3.74, so we're pushing 4 to 1 on that, okay? But remember, since we're using the 3-bar reversal, we have to let the current candle on the day close before we can even do any of this stuff right here. So that's a very, very powerful opportunity. Okay, remember, this is not a trade signal. This is me breaking down the technical on EUR JPY. So please do not go running to your charting platform or to your broker and place a short, because there is no guarantee on this. This is a technical breakdown, educational purposes only, okay? I'm not even in this trade. This is something that I'm going to have to consider. So Nothing is guaranteed. We don't know. We would love to have that confirmation to tell us that this is a go, that 3-bar reversal. But there's nothing to say that this thing can't get completely smoked, okay? And there's nothing to say that this thing can't completely walk to target. So just wanted to leave it at that. So we have a short opportunity on euro dollar, and then we wanted to spin the block, come back, find another one on EJ. We're coming into September. That's a good thing. We're 2 weeks away from September, where you'll see the September phenomenon, where things just start acting crazy and people just can't figure things out. For whatever reason, it's considered the hardest period in the trading markets. And I'm just trying to put together some things that I hope will allow us to conquer that. We could get crushed and destroyed too, but as you notice, we're trying to put ourselves in the best of the best possibilities. When you go back and look at the euro dollar trade, that's a 222 Gartley pattern with everything lined up perfectly in terms of its ratios. This bat pattern, everything is lined up perfectly, and we've been kind of patient waiting for confirmation to even let us give enough consideration to say, okay, we're going to take that trade. So that being said, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Share the video if you know that someone that this could help, or someone who's interested in advanced pattern recognition or harmonic patterns. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when other amazing videos like this come out. I don't know where else you're going to see stuff like this. Last but not least, head over to the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist in the playlist section, where we have 35 classes breaking things down like this and more in detail. That being said, you guys be safe, take care of yourself in the market, and I will see you on the next video.